You can do them with bowls. You can do it with spindle work. And I don't know if you folks have seen this before. Yep. I make those things. That, it's a jack, exactly right. I was going to give you a little primer on how it's done. It's also multi-axis, 3 different axes. Obviously, you go here, here, and here. Okay, and it's fairly easy turning. The only tricky part is how do you glue that up so it doesn't blow up? Well, what you do is you have to make it look form so it'll go together. So you have to be fairly accurate with your sawing. Make a little lap joint, okay? The lap joint also has a hole, okay? And you put this in here, and this allows you the ability to put the 3rd axis on, okay? And you glue this axis on there. When everything gets all glued up, you just turn between all 3 centers, okay? And it's fairly easy turning. The only thing you have to do when you do this turning is you take one of those real fine saws, and you want to cut these corners. Well, somehow I've got that on, don't I? How did I do that? Let's see. It goes this way. Pardon me, it goes this way. Now it's right, isn't it? And so you have to saw in some of these spots here on these corners, because if you don't, it breaks out. Okay. So you just take a saw, cut down through there, and when you turn, you don't get the tear.
Okay. It's working around.
Yeah, because the round part is going to be sitting a little bit better here. See where it's kind of square inside there? That's where you have to cut just a little bit so you make sure you don't tear it out. Because if you don't do that, it all falls apart and everything gets ugly looking and doesn't have that nice good look. But once again, it's very simple spindle turning. You just have to watch out for that middle thing. When it's spinning around, it'll knock your knuckles, I guarantee you. So anyway, I just wanted to show you another type of multi-axis turning that I'm not going to actually do tonight. Well, we start with just a block for the other one, okay? First off, you have to take and find centers, which I do with a center finder here. I guess I could have done this at home, but I'm hoping to maybe make it last. I don't know how long this is going to take tonight. I hope I can do it as quick as I do it at home. We will see. Okay? Now, when it's in this shape, you want to mark your centers because when you try to do this here, you'll break it if it's turned. So what you do is I do it. Right here it is. I'll chuck your little mallet.
How old is that mallet?
Well, that mallet is real old. There's a piece of ironwood. You know that muscle wood you see out in the woods? Makes really nice heavy hammers, but it checks and splits terribly. It's not very good. So deep so it catches real good and pull that one out. Put it to the other side. Okay. And drive it. Now, you don't put this spur bit on both ends at the end, but you just want to mark the center hole real good. So when you do it, it's good. Now, at this point, I also mark the offset. Now, the offset I use for these things is about 3/8 of an inch, but you can do any amount of offset you want. It'll just make it a little bit different shape. You know what I mean?
On the bed and the leg.
There you go. Thank you. Sam. Obviously the offset will make it a different sort of angle. Your offset's different. And obviously another thing about it is the shorter the piece is, the weirder it is to turn because your offset gets over sometimes and it really wobbles a lot more and you don't fit in here so good. So you got to be careful when you do those turns, but you probably might want to go a little bit less. But I usually use about 3/8 of an inch, pardon me. About 3/8 of an inch and put a little mark there. And I don't know, right about there. Okay. And we drive the spur bit in right about there. Like I said, it's best is first, because if you tried to do it later, you would just destroy the piece because it doesn't have the strength to stand up to it. Okay. So the first step being, we got to get it round. Okay. Get ourselves into a cylinder. Obviously, this is not my home lathe, so we're going to hope I get this down without screwing up too terribly bad. Okay.
What kind of lathe do you normally use?
I have several lathes. I have a lot of them. I have a homemade bowl lathe that's about this big around that I bought from a guy over in Indianapolis who got out of business. And then I have a stubby lathe. I've got an old high school Delta lathe from back to '01. You know what I mean? That's the first one I got. And I've got two or three uh, jet lathes. So I just got a bunch of them. I'm a sucker. I can't say no to a lathe. You know what I mean?
Want to get me?
Huh?
You want to get 1220?
Well, I don't know where I put it.
Oh, in the center.
That one whole lathe I have is probably not a 40-inch center, but it's a pretty good size one. It's a completely homemade thing. Yeah. Okay. Now, the first step is we're going to make the thing round. Okay. Okay. I broke my safety glasses this morning working on this. So now I'm going to use this. And I hope you can hear me okay.
Got a little echo, but other than that.
What's here? Are we going to internal thing? No. Well, this is copper. And copper, I don't know if you guys see it very much, but copper is thick, really hard. So the fine edges on this one may not turn out as well as I like, but this is the nice sized wood that I've had, you know. Couldn't really find a nice piece of walnut big enough, so I just said, well, it just use it. I think we pretty much got that round, don't we? Nope, not quite yet. No. Yeah. I I've got a couple of students. I might try using to see if I can destroy this thing either. We'll give it a good shot. Oh, there we go. We got a nice cylinder. Now, I usually take, you make a mark down here about an inch, inch and a half. Okay. There's an inch and a half. That mark, that spot right there. Okay. Now, take this out of the laying tip point. We have to put it in a chop now because you want to put that, drill a hole into the end of it, and you've got that tailstock there, you're not going to get it in there very easily. So I put it in. So, oh, put it down here. This one belongs to you. I'll say it with you. Okay.
That one should unscrew.
Hmm?
I think I should unscrew, didn't it? Okay, that works too.
Now, this little brass ring here takes about the 7/8 of an inch. But I found out today, when I tried to push this one through, 7/8 of an inch is just not quite enough. So you have to drill a hole and then have to sand. You want to try sanding it to um, keep from splitting it this time. Okay. Now let's see if we can turn this on. Don't look like it's quite right, does it? I think I might have to adjust that. Just a tiny bit. No, idea is not my idea. I learned this from a gentleman over in the Indianapolis group. His name is Tim Kennedy. The guy is an amazing woodturner. He can use a skew like a genius. The guy is just phenomenal. You can turn, you know those little wooden tops we talk about? He goes to shows and thinks to sell stuff. And while he's standing there talking to people, he turns tops as fast as little kids come up and pick them up. Zip, zip, all done with a skew from a piece of wood about this size, hard to make it turn. So he's just really amazing turner. He's the one that showed us over in uh, over in the apples how to do it. Now you want to throw this in about an inch, about the right depth for the little basil where you call it or whatever. And these things, yeah, I think I bought them from like Rockwell or Woodcraft or Craft Supplies out in Puerto, Utah. Back through there someplace. Let's see if I'm in there quite deep enough. I don't think it's quite deep enough. Huh? Just a little bit more. I usually try to, like I said, go down about an inch. I don't think there's uh, anything particularly set in stone about how we would do it. That just seems to work well for me. You know what's that? I think that should probably be enough to do it. Now, here is where I'm going to try something different. Having not actually, I'm going to sand it out a little bit, see if I can get those baffles to fit. This is what they look like. Matter of fact, I'll just pass one around. I got.
What if you tap it in now before you turn?
What's that?
What if you tap it in now before you turn it?
Well, I guess you could. So I'm going to.
It's got more material. Split out.
Well, that's true, but I turn this, and I'm afraid when I get down, I'll start turning into that. Okay. Because that 78-inch drill is just not quite big enough to make this fit. So I'm gonna try to see if I can do a little bit better job.
Circle a little bit.
Oh, look at that. That's all it took. Just right now, exactly. Now I'll have to put CA on it. Make it fit. But, you know, half a dozen one, stick together, right? Better than having a split. Okay. Now, I just happen to have a nice live center that turns really well like this, okay? So I put that in, and I bring that up good. And just kind of go like that, and that kind of holds it. Okay. Now, let's see, I marked that inch and a half didn't fit right here. Okay. Now, at this point, I take and use a parting tool. Oh, look at this. I've got a problem here. This is going. Now I know right here where I'm for these are not safety glasses, these are reading glasses. And they're kind of tough to use, but I gotta be able to see it, you know, guys. Gotta be able to see it. It's making noise, guys. I'm not sure why that thing's making that noise. Hmm?
Right.
Oh, you think that is? Okay. We're back off then. Okay. I guess, but I don't know. It might be my bearing right there. And I would see if I'm getting close to the dimension I want. See if I can fix this end up right now. As you might be able to see, poplar, you really chip, isn't it? It's chipped easily. I put a little bevel here to kind of hold that back there. Yes, I should keep up a little word conversation, but I sometimes too busy trying to think about what I'm doing. Now, I have found, and Mr. Kennedy also found, that the more delicate the center part right here is, the more attractive it is. And I'm going to see if I can do that without totally messing up my project. Because this, this spot right here is what defines this upper spot right there. And okay. I usually mark this with over portion first, if it's second. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm going to delineate the area where I'm going to cut off to the the spirit in this itself. It's thinking. This is me simply setting up what the basic thing is. I say, no, I don't take all the way down, and then here we go to going to be right about there. That looks like a nice spot to have the parts. Okay, now, so what we're doing now is doing that part, okay? See if I can truly drive this thing. You know how to master the skew, don't you? You turn it into a straight. You just move it like a straight.
Yeah.
I feel this bottom portion, you're defining this portion right here, okay? And you have to get it the curve to come up this way a certain length because you're going to come down here with the other curve, okay? And you can't, you either get it nice now or you don't get it nice, period, okay? Okay, now we're going to not chase it any more than I have to because I don't want to destroy it right here in the middle of everything. So at this point, I sand these parts. I could obviously sand it to all kinds of finishes. All I'm going to do is just give you an idea of what it's going to be like, and that's it. Okay? Okay, let's see. That looks like it's halfway. As you can see, poplar, poplar just chips out terrible. Unless you have extremely sharp tools, it'll just tear them out. You know, it just really will. I guess I could try to sand a little bit of that blowing off, but it's poplar is a really soft wood. Okay, not quite yet, guys. Got to finish this last little bit down here. I didn't. That fix it. Yeah. Okay. Now we go to the offset aspect of it. Is this the button here? Yeah. Okay. Now I gotta see if I can get my adapter off. I did not bring a wrench for that. Yeah, that's all I did. I didn't even put on very.
Catalogs in the truck or not?
I don't have anything. We need to get that off. Oh, okay. Yeah, there might be something out here to work.
Yeah, here's the rules. That's what's up.
Pardon? Oh. Well,
Big fire.
yeah. Pipe wrenches always work better, don't they?
Good.
Cheaper, cheaper.
I did it.
Really? Thank you. Go back to the spur bit and that bit. Now we put the turning into the offset hole. Obviously. And bring this up.
Well, that's.
Okay. I hope that doesn't happen. I truly do, John. I really do.
Yeah. Go kind of what we was at. Like, it's more. I think it goes through. Yeah, a whole piece.
Well, now we remove all the stuff that doesn't look like that stuff. Now I started the lower room because it's not watering so much. Oh, tighten that up, didn't I? think that's not where I'm. Well, look at that. See that? There's a large tear out right there. See that? And that's going to be really hard to repair. But you see, it's, uh, you can see poplar does that a lot. It tears out a huge amount because it's a fairly soft wood. I probably should have had a different choice, but we'll try to do a little bit better with it, but we'll see. Yeah. It's not going to do any better. And let's see how that looks. I'm afraid it just keeps tearing out. And unfortunately, yeah, so it just keeps chipping worse and worse and worse. That's what I was afraid of. But you got kind of the idea. Use the kind of wood that I'm using. So at this point, uh, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do as nice a job as I'd like. But at this point, you sand this part, okay? And I think maybe I was pushing it a little bit too harder and too fast because, you don't want to take too long with the demonstration, but okay. Well, now, when you're at this point, you're done with the second axis. So you take that back off, put this back on, and you put it back in to the check. For the last step, yeah, yeah, you probably could. Probably be a good idea, Jim. Okay, now we're back at this point. I'm going to put this back up here like this and see if we can't tighten it up just a little bit. And you see to cut it off. Now, when you're doing this parting off, I always try to undercut on the bottom so you have a nice solid surface to move on. I'm going to try to slow it down here a little bit so when it flies off, it doesn't go to back in, back uh, row. And now you got that, well, I probably could have done a little bit better on that. You got that little thing on the bottom. So what do I do with that? And I use a little carving tool. And that just takes that little tiny little nip and goes on there.
It's not big range, you know, like.
What's that? Ta-da! I did get through it, didn't I? Anyway, obviously, if you take a little more time, like I, this one this afternoon probably took me about an hour and a half because I took my time. Obviously, tonight I'm trying to get it done, give you the basic ideas. And you can see it, it could be a little bit nicer, but that's just the way it is. Ta-da! I was very concerned for the last month about doing this. You never know. And then you'll end up putting it on YouTube, and all my friends say, "You're on YouTube." Oh, that's a boring thing that you did. They'll watch about halfway through it. They're not wood turners like you guys, so you'll sit and watch the thing, but they just, well, this is not enough excitement for me. So
Answers back.
you know, answers in that.
We get Jerry up there and start dancing.
There you go. Thank you for watching them.
What's that? We'll get you up there and start dancing in the background to spice up his videos.